At times, it can seem a little daunting figuring out what classes you need and how to put together a schedule. Your best bet in any area, not just our area, is talk to the instructor. See, I've got all these things that I can give you if you would come to my office or you'd stop in for a couple minutes sometime and we can chat about what classes lead to which classes and which ones make the certificate and what's the order they go in. And you really should be talking about these things with the instructors of the major instead of one of your counselors. The counselors at the main counseling office, they're wonderful people, but I'm not going to lie to you, they're severely overworked. Okay? Each counselor has about 8,000 students in their caseload. And there are so many technical programs on campus, it's hard for them to keep everything straight. So you're always best off speaking with an instructor in the area that you want to take classes in. Okay, so you come and talk to us, and I have information about the course sequencing and when the classes are offered and which ones have prerequisites. You come talk to me, and we talk about the counselors that are specially hired to work with you as an industrial drawing student, and we have some of them. We can talk about certificates and degrees. We can figure out what your plans are, long term and short term, and I can show you how to use some cool tools. Now, one of these cool tools I want to show you is something called Program Mapper, and it's on the main BC website. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the BC website and go to Programs and Classes and click on Program Pathways Mapper. Okay. And if you have ever looked in the catalog and been confused, you're going to love this thing. So here's how it works. You open the Program Pathways Mapper, and then you're going to declare what your major is. So if we go down, we find Industrial Technology and Transportation, for example. So this is going to be everything in the Engineering and Systems Department and AutoCAD and Architecture and Construction and Electronics and all these good things, right? So here we are, Industrial Technology and Transportation. Here are your low unit certificates. So these are 18 units, or these are under 18 units. High unit certificates, over 18 units, and then associate degrees. So let's just say, for instance, we're interested in the industrial drawing certificate. Industrial drawing AutoCAD certificate. We give that a click. Okay, and here's what's going to tell us some interesting stuff that we might want to know, like, hey, what's the job growth expected in the next 10 years in this field? What's median salary for people working in this field? What's the high salary? What's the low salary, right? How are they calculating all this? And then what they can do is they give you a little step-by-step. And usually they're pretty good. This one's messed up. This should be in the third term, not the fourth term. I'll have to send somebody a little note and ask them to move that over. Okay, but it tells you what to take your first term, second term, and third term to get the Industrial Drawing AutoCAD Job Skill Certificate. That's pretty slick, don't you think? Let's go back over here. Let's take a look at architecture. Oh, let's see. Architectural computer-aided drafting. Okay, so we give it a click, and we look down, and we see what job growth there is, and the salary, and then we see what their suggested sequence is by semester. Right, so first semester we take these two, and then we take this, and then we take these two, and we take that, and then we're out the door. Now, this is not a perfect system. I still recommend talking to your instructor, especially in some of the other areas. The sequence, the connecting lines that tell you which class you have to take first and then second and third. Sometimes those black lines are not correct. But you know, this gives you kind of an idea, right? This gives us a ballpark on what we might need to do. High unit certificate. High unit certificate. So, for example, that industrial drawing certificate. If I gave it a click, looks like we got some nice videos here too built into it. What's our sequence? Well, first semester, B12, then 20A and 50 in the spring, and then 20B and 51 in the fall, and then 40 and 52 the last spring. part-time, 4 semesters out the door, right? And then last but not least, we have our industrial drawing AS degree. And this one's going to involve, of course, some more classes because there's gen ed involved. Well, your major classes are up here in purple, okay? And it gives you the sequence that you need to follow so you take things in the right order and in the right semester. Also gives you some gen ed options, and that's also helpful, right? And then if you're low on units, it gives you some suggestions on what you can do to fill in the gaps so that you make those 60 units to get that associate's degree. So Program Mapper is actually a pretty cool tool. You're welcome to go play around and investigate. And maybe industrial drawing is not your thing, right? Maybe it's electronics. So if it's electronics and automation, give that a click, right? And what we should see, in addition to the description and maybe some video, we should see some growth and salary info, and we should see the classes we should take and in which order we should take them. Okay, so I hope you get to use Program Mapper because it is definitely a lot easier using this tool than it is reading through the catalogs and trying to keep things straight in your brain. But please, if you ever have any questions at all, or if you just want someone to verify what your plans are and that they're going to work, please speak to your instructor. Okay, we can check up to make sure you got a solid plan.